Tell you a story. When I was rehearsing this next song, it's an old Utah Phillips song. A banker who lives across the street came over and said, "Ross, every time I look out my window, it looks like you're out there practicing that fool guitar and singing some damn fool hobo song written by Utah Phillips." He said, "When are you going to settle down and get yourself a job?" I said, "Well, what would I do with a job if I had one?" He said, "Ross," he said, "don't you understand? If you had a job, you'd earn some money. Wouldn't that be nice?" I said, "Well, what would I do with the money if I had it?" He said, "Ross, if you had some money, you'd put it in my bank. Deposit your money in my bank." I said, "Why would I put my money in your bank?" He said, "Ross, don't you understand the first principle of economics? You deposit your money, you earn interest on top of your deposit. Then you'll have more money." I said, "Well, what would I do with the interest if I had it?" He said, "Ross, if you had interest, before you know it, you could invest that money in some stocks and bonds." I said, "Well, what would I do with the stocks and bonds if I had it?" He said, "You don't understand anything at all, do you?" He said, "If you invest your money in stocks and bonds, they will earn dividends on top of your interest, on top of your deposit. Pretty soon you'll have a little capital saved up." I said, "Well, what would I do with the capital if I had it?" He said, "Ross, if you had yourself some capital, then you could buy yourself a piece of property. And if you had some property, your problems would be solved." I said, "How's a piece of property going to solve my problems?" He said, "Don't you understand? You get yourself a piece of property, then you put up apartment houses and become a landlord. You rent them out, people will pay to live there." He said, "Before you know it, you can retire. You wouldn't have to work no more." I said, "I'm not working now." Well, those of you who have been at this festival back in the old days, you'll recognize I stole the story from Utah Phillips, the golden voice of the great Southwest, and I'm going to sing you one of Utah's songs. Just passed away a couple of years back. His songbook was called "Starlight on the Rails." His title song is the one you're going to hear right now. Maybe you'll even help me sing it. Did you bring any instruments with you, Larry and Deborah? You have a Jew's harp? Well, that'll do. Not on this song. I thought we could end with "Will the Circle Be Unbroken," something simple. All right, then we'll get a nice little harmony and trio up here. All right, from Utah Phillips, "Starlight on the Rails." First line he took from a novel by Thomas Wolfe, "Look Homeward, Angel." I can hear the whistle blowing, high and lonesome as can be. Outside the rain is softly falling. Tonight it's falling just for me. Looking back along the road I've traveled, the miles can tell a million tales. Each year is like some rolling freight train, cold as starlight on the rail. A man who lives out on the highway is like a clock that can't tell time. A man who spends his life just rambling is like a song without a rhyme. Sing it with me. Looking back along the road I've traveled, the miles could tell a million tales. Each year is like some rolling freight train, cold as starlight on the rail. I think about a wife and family, about a home and all that means. The black smoke pouring out behind me is like a trail of faded dreams. Last time looking back along the road I've traveled, the miles could tell a million tales. Each year is like some rolling freight train, cold as starlight on the rails. Thank you.